Hello, I'm the VX Toycat, and welcome back to the video. Today we're going to talk about rare events in Minecraft. This is something I actually do a lot on my channel, but it's usually in a pretty positive light. For instance, when I'm talking about killing wither skeletons and having that 1 in 40 chance of dropping their skull, that's a rare event that people really love to happen. When you kill a skeleton and you get an enchanted bow, it's a rare event that's really fun, and even just, going mining, finding like a vein of 8 diamonds, it just feels really good when these things happen. However, there's lots of rare events in Minecraft which don't feel so good, and that really just make you go, oh, I guess that happened. So I want to go through today 5 rare events that no one cares about in Minecraft, and that's what I'm doing. Hopefully you all do enjoy it. If you do like the features that no one seems to care about, like it, let me know, because it helps out the channel a lot and lets these features have some self-esteem. Not that they need it, because honestly, I don't care about them when I come across them either. Like, a part of my brain's going, oh, these are so rare, and the other part's just going, but it just makes no difference to my life. Such as this first one here, which is one of the most rare features I'm going to be covering today, because it is the chance of finding a desert well. So these desert wells only spawn in deserts, and they only spawn in 1 in every 1,000 chunks. That's right, a 1 in 1,000 chance of finding these in a particular chunk, which is so ridiculously rare. It means most worlds don't have them, but when you do find them, every other world or every 5th world or something like that, you go like, oh, it's a desert well, that's so rare, and then my head just goes, oh, okay, what now then? Because, again, there's such a cool concept, like, wow, it's just a random little well in the desert, but the truth is, you already find a bunch of water in the deserts, like, water spawns pretty commonly, at least based in my experience, so you don't need the water in there, and it's like, oh, but then there's sandstone, there's lots of it, and it slabs too, but then you got a question, like, do you need that much sandstone? And you're in a desert anyway. It's not like sand is, particularly hard to find, and that's why I think desert wells are one of the coolest rare features that just mean nothing to anyone. Like, you find them, and you go, okay, well, let's move on to the next thing we're doing today, and that's why I'm kind of disappointed in them. I wish there was some use for them. Maybe there could be like a secret chest every now and then, or maybe it could just be like, oh, the water goes down into a cave. I don't know what you have to do with it, but the fact that it's just water and just sandstone in a desert where you usually find lots of water, and fun fact, lots of sand and sandstone, just makes me go, oh, sigh. And that's kind of the key point why I wanted to bring this up. So yeah, desert wells are 1 in 1,000 chance of finding them, but at least they don't inconvenience you when you find them. Like, you find it and you're like, oh, that's interesting, and then you move on. However, the second one here is actually a rare thing that happens only 1 in every 12 wither skeleton kills. That actually is annoying when it happens, because when you kill a wither skeleton, so this is a 1 in 12 chance that's happening right now, you've got a 8.5% chance of getting a, this stone sword that the wither skeleton was holding. So let's see if we do it this time. Did we? No, we got coal this time, which is, I guess, along the same lines too, because most wither skeleton drops, besides their skull, which is 1 in 40, but every other wither skeleton drop, like the, stone sword, which is only 1 in 12, is just really annoying when it happens, because you're like, oh, I have to now work out an extra slot in my inventory, or you just, it fills up one that you need for something else, and you end up with a bunch of stone swords that makes you question, like, why is this the case? Because stone swords are incredibly easy to craft. In fact, let me show you right now. I have nothing for them. Let's just go, okay, that's 2 bits of, stone. Here's 2 bits of wood. I shouldn't be using my pickaxe, but here's 2 bits of wood. Oh, I have all the ingredients I need to make a stone sword now, but would I craft one? No, I probably wouldn't, because most of the time when you're killing wither skeletons, you just don't need their stone swords, and that's why getting a stone sword, or really any equipment drop from a wither skeleton, is just one of those rare events that feels like it should be but it's just not. It's just an inconvenience, and yeah, that's why stone swords, not a fun thing when they happen, and they're the second rare event that just no one cares about. So let's move on to the third one here, which is to do with villages, actually, which is why I'm next to a village, you might know, and yeah, fun fact. But yeah, basically I'm in this village because, as you can see, boom, we've got a bunch of villagers around, and I've actually locked them down because I tried to go through a bunch of trades for a video a long time back, and a lot of the trades you'll find as you're going through a village are really rare that you just don't appreciate, and that you probably shouldn't, because stuff like, you go in and you find a librarian that offers you an enchanted book, again, pretty rare thing, but if it's knockback and it costs 7 emeralds, are you really going to invest the whole 7 emeralds just to get knockback, when you could get that pretty easily for just 1 XP point? Like, you need to value, XP points 7 times as highly as emeralds, and in some cases, like Aqua Affinity, again, same thing, except it's 16 emeralds. So you have to value this enchantment 16 times more than a single level of your XP, and is that really worth it? Given the fact that you also have to spend XP to put this on whatever you want, I don't get it at all. I don't get why anyone spends stuff on this, and even when you get the really rare stuff, so for instance, you can find, Unbreaking, or you can find even Smite, even when you get this, you have to question, like, should I spend that? And the answer is almost invariably going to be no, because you need Smite very rarely, and even when you do need it, like, you probably can just make it on a sword, and yeah, just all these things add up to make you go, should I spend my emeralds on enchantments? No, because it's probably better to spend XP. Because, yeah, that's kind of how this works. Unless you really have nothing else to trade for, and you have enough name tags, you have enough saddles, do you really care about enchanted books when they happen? I don't personally, but yeah, again, maybe your opinion's different. I'd love to hear if any of these is, but I think most people don't care when they get, really bad enchanted book trades. But again, that's just my personal opinion. Like this next one here, which is something I see all the time, even though it's a lot rarer than most people figure, because it's to do with sheep. So sheep have a lot of color variations you can get. There's common ones, there's uncommon common ones, and then there's the really uncommon ones, which is the brown sheep, and there's the, super rare one, which is the pink sheep. So the pink sheep is only a 1 in every 600, it's 1 in every 600 sheep that spawn. It's going to be a pink sheep, which is rare and cool, and wow, isn't that wonderful? And I guess some people care just on the sheer factor of like, ooh, that's new, I guess I'll get some pink wool, which is kind of valuable. But brown sheep have a 1 in 33 chance, actually it's a little bit less, it's 3%, so 1 in like 33.3 recurring chance of spawning for every sheep. However, how often do you care when you see a brown sheep? I personally have never, and to me it's actually an inconvenience, because most of the time you want white sheep, or sometimes you might want black sheep. Do you want brown sheep? What do you really want their brown wool for? I mean, you might want to build a bat statue like I did. Do you like it, by the way? I was trying to build a teddy bear and it looked like a bat, so now I'm claiming it's a bat statue. But yeah, you might want to build a statue like a bat out of, some brown wool. You might want to, build something like that. But how often is this, even when you do need that, you need more than just one brown sheep. So it's the annoying level of rare where it happens when you don't want it to, rarely. But if you ever did want it to happen, it's going to be a real annoying nightmare to find it. And that's why brown sheep are one of the worst features, which, they're one of the worst features which you think are cool and rare, but, that you don't think is cool and rare, but actually is in, the worst of both worlds, I guess I'm saying. It's like the opposite of that really good bread. So with that said, let's move on to the final, bit thing here, which is actually, I guess the final, rare feature that just no one cares about, because it's to do with spiders. So if you don't know, spiders, in the same way that zombies, when you up the difficulty in a place, they have a better chance of spawning with, armor on, or a better chance of spawning with a weapon, or, better chance of spawning with enchanted stuff like that. There's actually a similar thing like that for spiders as the difficulty increases, and it's actually to do with potions. So like this, we can activate that, and as you're going to see, it actually hit me because of that, but yeah, as you can see, let's let them in there. This is a spider with speed 2, and it's a really rare chance. Like, it's a 1 in, again, it depends on the difficulty, but it can be like 1 in 100. It's a really, really rare chance to see a spider with, fire resistance or night vision or, invisibility. But how often do you really care when it happens? You go, oh, that's kind of interesting, and then guess what? You kill it anyway, because that's how it kind of goes. And yeah, just like that, the rare feature's gone. And I think this might be the rare feature that the fewest people care about, because I've never heard anyone tell me a cool story about how they found a spider with a thing. Like, you always hear about people going like, oh, I got some enchanted diamond armor from a zombie. Like, oh, not always, but you hear that and it's an amazing story. But when you hear about the spider that had night vision, you're like, oh, the spider had blue particle effect, so I killed it, and now it doesn't anymore. Oh, great story, wow, so interesting. And that's not actually what people think, and they think, it's like telling people about your dreams. It's something if you do, you end up kind of seeming a bit boring, and that's something I just want to kind of mention right here, because it's the feature that kind of spurred this whole thing. Like, how often do you ever have a cool story moment, or just a cool anything from spiders with potion effects? And the answer to that question is you don't, ever. It just doesn't happen. And yeah, that kind of brings me nicely to the end of this video. I hope you did all enjoy it. Let me know what you think about all of these rare features in the comments down below. Maybe you love desert temples, desert wells, sorry, because they remind you of your home, because you grew, I don't know, maybe you love the wither skeletons, because guess what, I love stone swords, and there's just not enough cobblestone in my world. It's so rare these days. Maybe you love bad enchanted books. Maybe your thing in the world is just that, or maybe you love the brown sheep, because you think that all sheep should be loved equally. Whatever your opinions is, let me know in the comments down below. Share it if you really liked it, and subscribe if you're new around here, because I make videos like this one every single day on my channel, and if you subscribe, you'll see them dead on your homepage. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm never going to finish the Majora's Mask, by the way. I tried, and then I figured, can't do it, and then I stopped. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.